we play again next Friday in top 16.
What's up, gamers? We got some more watch alongs, some more Need for Speed. I'm booting up Need for Speed now. Oh, my shit isn't too big. Pause. Alright, there. Put this over here. I'm gonna start the watch-alongs with the Creepcast that I wanted to watch. It for some reason looks like... Damn, that's weird. Need for Speed Unbound isn't getting captured at all. Sound-wise. That's very strange. Let's just pop up the Creepcast. Maybe it's because I have it so turned down. I have it turned down to such a level, you know? It's the only thing I can think of anyway.
Welcome back to another episode of Creepcast. Today we are talking about 1999 creepypasta. Also, it's known as either Caledon Local 21 or Mr. Bear Cellar.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So,
Right.
1999, one of the classic internet creepypastas. It's gone on to inspire a lot of other internet horror stories and things like that, as I'm sure you'll pick up on as you go through it. But this is one of the OGs. If I remember right, the first...
My hair is doing a weird fucking part thing. What the fuck is that?
Dated until 2011, although it had its
Oh my
big
goodness.
resurgence around like 2013, 2014 with a bunch of horror YouTubers.
It's just so fucking greased and gamered out.
Like audio videos about it. People like
Fuck. I'm in full gamer mode.
So 1999 is definitely like
Full gamer
itself
effect.
into the
Full gamer vibes.
early creepypasta.
The vibes have never been as gamer.
Cultural zeitgeist of just like pivotal early internet horror stories.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. 2009 is very early.
Yeah. It's one of the earliest ones. I remember this being one of the first ones I heard about when I started like getting into it myself. And there's good reason. It's a very interesting story that I of course am not familiar with at all.
As is per usual. Actually, I feel like it has to be a continuous theme here. I have never heard of this. I don't know what this is. So once again, going in blind. If anything, this is all it is. It's like basically internet horror historian and then a random man off the street is what this podcast is become.
Well, you get to enjoy all of it for the first time. Now, I will say with this episode, I'm actually not familiar with 1999, so this will be this will be an interesting episode for me, I think. So I'm definitely excited to see how this one goes. So I'm interested as well. I'm right there with you.
I'm stoked. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. Which it starts off by saying, in quotes, the year is 1999.
Let's go. I'm so excited. Also, to everyone who is here, remember to keep doing the thing you're doing on audio platforms because more people keep finding us over there, and that's pretty cool. So, if you want to keep that up, thanks. If not, well, I don't care.
I support. I just like when people listen.
That's
to
great.
Regardless, but the audio platforms on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, the numbers have been awesome, and we've been seeing a lot of positivity there. So, if you want to go give us a listen there and give us a nice little rating and stuff, it means the world to us. Wow.
You all are fantastic, and I like, sometimes I'll be talking in Hunter about the show and stuff, and Hunter's like, I just can't stand, these people who watch our videos and talk about us and make edits of us and stuff. I just wish I could grab their tender little necks and just break them and just be over. And I'm like, no, these people, they're important to me, and you all really are. So I appreciate that.
It's true. And I want to say to all of which actually I want to clarify and say, I did not say any of that.
Yeah,
I say
he said it's true. You heard him. He said it. He said it.
No.
He can't take back. He said it.
No. All of the fan edits and stuff have been really, really funny. And we want to say, I check out the Reddit and stuff and see all of the memes going on there and all the different kinds of edits too, and it's really, really, really cool to see. So I look forward to all of them. So please keep making them and making my belly jiggle with laughter.
Yes, and I'm not going to add the part about making his belly jiggle because that feels weird, but keep making me laugh in a normal way.
1999 too this is peak Limp Bizkit. So if at some point there is some kind of Limp Bizkit reference, I'm going to be very, very excited.
I will say what this has nothing to do with.
Alright, so I have to buy the Eclipse
I was reading
to earn the Evo.
It was for a video. It was this online ARG.
And I have to do a bunch of tier Bs in the Nissan to get my 370Z. I think that's 370Z. I hope it's not a 350. I believe it is. That is a 370Z, yeah.
So it's
Alright.
whatever the characters in whatever
So-
tier that is. And he's like, reminds me of the hit song All Star by Smash Mouth. Midway through the story. So I'm sure we'll have a moment like that in this story. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's like the guy wrote it and he was like, this is a timeless reference.
This will
This is
never
gonna be
ever
a
age.
bop forever.
It certainly won't wind up in a popular DreamWorks film and ruin its reputation forever.
yes.
Okay,
All right.
let's get into it. I'm so ready. Let's begin.
I am too, man.
The year is 1999. That sentence brings me back to my senior kindergarten class when I was 5 years old, where we used to read out the date on the blackboard every single day. The year 1999 exists as a stain in my mind. However, as a memory that will not go away no matter how I try to forget it. 1999 marked the year I lost my first tooth, my first time on a plane, and unfortunately, the early loss of my childhood innocence. The one memory that refused to be wiped, it all started with that new or old TV. At the time, Pokemon was the latest fad to hit the screen. Pokemon cards, games, stickers, and the most popular, TV show. So, of course, every time I came home from school, I would stay glued to the TV until Pokemon came on at 5. The only problem was that my dad watched the news at 5:30, and Pokemon episodes were back to back, and I had to miss an episode every day, something I whined on and on about. My dad got tired of hearing me complain every day. That must be why he went and bought another TV. My dad put the TV he bought in my room. Unfortunately, it was just an old, small Bufu, with rabbit ears even. It also only had 20 channels available, not including the channel Pokemon was on. I recall I didn't care though. I was just thrilled I had my own TV in my room. After surfing through the channels, I came to the conclusion that only channel 2, TVO Kids, was worth watching, so I watched that for a while. It wasn't for another few months until I discovered channel 21. One day in April, I was flipping through the channels, trying to see if Pokemon was on. I pressed channel 21 into the remote, hoping there were more channels. And to my delight, there was. My dad was surprised too, but he let me watch it because it seemed to have kids programs on. The channel was called Caledon Local 21, and later I found out it was indeed broadcasted from the town of Caledon, Ontario, a town very close to my city. The shows I saw on Caledon Local 21 looked poorly made, and I never understood what was going on in them at the time. However, as I grew up, every time I thought of that channel, I realized more and more how messed up the shows were, and I had to ask myself, oh, this is the quote. You want to do the quote?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I want to.
What the fuck was I watching?
Thank you. There's not a ton of quotes in this
Yes.
story, so I don't want to rob you of that moment.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And then after that, we get into our first show. But so far, what do you think of it? How are you feeling?
I mean, it feels similar to that Channel Zero thing, kind of, about like some kind of show or some kind of like archetype where children are watching some kind of various programs, and it's a lot more fucked up than what they remembered, or even like as kids it might have messed with them. It's kind of the direction I'm going, but I'm not sure.
It reminds me, like premise-wise, it reminds me a lot of Candle Cove.
There you go, Candle Cove. Yep. Because that was the whole thing. That was like the pirate one, right?
Yes, yeah. The whole thing
Yes.
is that all these kids remember a show, but then their parents are like, "Oh no! Whenever you were staring at the TV, it was just static."
Mhm.
But, like the end twist is that the television was like transmitting the signal straight to them. That one's written by Chris Straub, and he's like one of the Mount Rushmore heads of early internet horror. So like I think he's incorporated it into some of his other writings and stuff like that. But yeah, the core premise of the original Candle Cove story reminds me a lot of 1999.
I even just like the theme of like coming home from school and wanting to watch something. Obviously, we haven't gotten into it, but I like the idea of like it's a very intimate moment, or like that. Even I remember that coming home, and it's like your kind of like ritual that you do, and like the relationship between you and these shows is something where it's like therapeutic, cathartic, all kinds of different feelings, and then to kind of put that twist, it's just fun.
Yeah.
I always just like that, but I'm stoked.
I agree. All right, so let's get into the first one. April 1999. Mr. Bear's Cell.
Right.
Episode 12. Very sketchy name if you were to look at it.
Not me just following this to
The
here.
show featured a guy wearing a bear mascot costume who would get a new visitor into his cellar every day.
God. Good lord. Oh no, and not the next abbreviations.
Here we go, Hunter. Are you ready?
I guess so, dude. Good lord.
It was always a kid.
Always a kid, huh?
It's always a kid. So here we go. The train, the Baraska train is in station once again.
God.
It was always a kid. The show was filmed with a camcorder, and not a very good one either. The police asked me a lot of questions about this show. This episode started with Mr. Bear sitting at a table playing checkers by himself. He sat there playing for a bit until there was a knock on the door. The camera was then looking up the stairs at the door, where there was another knock. Mr. Bear climbed the stairs and opened the door to reveal two young children. One was a boy about my age, and the other was a girl who looked about 8. Mr. Bear danced in the light, and then started talking to the kids. I couldn't hear any of them that well. I remember Mr. Bear then led the kids into the cellar. It was quite dark, only lit by a small oil lamp on the table. I can't really remember that much more, except him singing a song which I couldn't hear too well either, probably because of the large bear mask. The episode ended with them playing hide and seek, with the kids hiding in a closet and Mr. Bear counting.
Oh my lord.
How you feel?
Oh my lord. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That kind of I was like, I got a bad taste in my mouth. I felt a little something crawl up my spine there. You know what immediately made me think of aesthetically was like the Poughkeepsie tapes. Like that kind of
Yes,
vibe.
yeah, the Poughkeepsie tapes. It's like
The very infamous one where it's like
Yes.
it's like the guy crawling down the steps in the basement and stuff, all that kind of stuff.
absolutely.
Also, how cryptically
I agree.
vague everything is. Also, it's like recalling these things. It feels like it's like recalling a dream or something. It's just, ugh. We don't know the intentions yet. You know what I mean? And it makes it so much worse.
That's one of the most effective parts about the story to me is that, like, it's all relayed through just what the kids saw. So all intentions and things like that, you're kind of left to ponder with yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's something so menacing about that ending too, that they were playing hide and go seek, and the kids were hiding in the closet with Mr. Bear counting. Um, it's like what happens, you know, after the cameras go off, right? That's where the episode ended.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one thing that caught me was one sentence there, which is just the police asked me a lot of questions about this show. Just that one little thing right there, of like introducing a whole other story element of like, okay, obviously there's some kind of investigation going, and like other people must have heard about this thing. You know what I mean? Like it adds like a whole new layer of intrigue, or just like another layer of depth to the story, which I think is just really cool.
Yeah.
But also too, just I mean, like, you know, Mr. Bear, you know, obviously the child aesthetic mixed with horror is as old as time itself, but still just the idea of an adult, what I'm assuming is an adult in a bear suit doing this is just fucking mortifying.
Yeah. Oh, I should also mention, for you to suffer even more, there's been a bunch of people on YouTube in the years since this got popular who have made videos of all of this happening. So it's like an actual camcorder footage of a guy in a bear suit, like running around with kids and stuff like that. And it's exactly as awful as you can imagine.
Oh well, dude, that kind of like leads perfectly into the. Somebody sent Isaiah or Wendigoon the Ted's Caving Journal thing.
Yes. Yeah. So
We just wanted to give him a shout out too, and we'll put his link to his channel in the videos. But it is unbelievable, so good.
Yeah, so this dude, I haven't watched it yet because I'm going to watch it on stream. I'm saving myself for the stream audience. But this guy showed up in one of my live streams and said, hey, I heard your all's episode you did over on Papa Me about Ted the Caver, and I decided to make it into a series. And the series looks fantastic. So yeah, really cool that he did that. We'll throw it down in the description. But yeah, love seeing creativity like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, let's keep moving on.
Yeah. Keep rocking with it. But before we continue with the show, I want to take a quick moment to thank today's sponsor, Aura. If you're anything like me, then you've probably used your name, address, email address, and password all over the internet without thinking much of it. And while sure, that can certainly make life easy, it also makes it easy for bad people to get away with doing bad things with your information. I mean, recently, AT&T revealed that over 73 million customer records were just released onto the dark web. And all the things they recommend to keep that from happening, like monitoring your account or strong passwords or fraud alerts, are all taken care of by Aura. Aura will expose identity brokers who are using your information and automatically submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Anytime you use your information online, there's a chance that some of that data can fall into the hands of telemarketers or robocallers or some other kind of scam. And these data brokers that hold onto that information are legally required to lose it if you ever ask them to. However, the process to do so is very convoluted and tricky because that's how this game works. But Aura is here to throw a wrench in that. Aura scours the web to see if any of your information has fallen into the wrong hands, and with the click of a button, you can say that you want the scammer to lose your information, and Aura will do the hard part and submit the opt-out request on your behalf. Not only will this make your identity more secure, but it will also opt you out of things like telemarketer calls or junk mail lists. Aura even monitors your email and passwords to see if they were a part of a data breach, and then gives you advice on what to do from there. When I first started using Aura, I found out that my personal email had been a part of a data broker scam since 2022. And thanks to Aura, I was able to get that cleared up all at once. So, as a personal endorsement, thank you, Aura, for not making me go on whatever journey that was about to be. On top of that, the Aura app has a VPN, password manager, real-time credit and identity theft monitoring, and it even protects your devices from malware. The Aura app even has family tools like preventing harmful websites from popping up and monitoring screen time. Aura is pretty much every internet safety tool you could ever need in one app. The internet can be a good thing, especially when you use your time on the internet to support whatever harebrained scheme I come up with. So let Aura be your shield from those who want to make something bad out of all the good. Right now, there's never been a better time to get in on this offer. That's because if you head to the link in the description at aura.com/creepcast, you'll be able to try Aura for 2 weeks absolutely free. That is right, 14 days of Aura for free. Sadly, you're probably going to be surprised by all the information they find of yours just out there on the internet, But with Ori, you can get that taken care of, and with the offer in the description, you can give them 2 weeks to prove themselves. Again, that's head to forum.com/creepcast to get in on this fantastic internet defense tool today. Thank you all so much for watching the ad. Thank you so much to Forum for sponsoring the show. Really does mean the most. Hope you all check them out. Link is in the description, and we are back to the episode. May 1999. Soup and Spoon. I don't think this was even a show. I think it was more of a special movie thing. All I know is I stopped watching Caledon Local 21 for a while because I thought this show was too stupid, especially since Pokemon now came on at 4:30 and 5. I don't remember much of this, but it showed a can of soup and a spoon, both attached to strings, swinging back and forth, as if someone was holding them and dangling them in front of the camera. Interestingly enough, the show was shot in a basement, which looked just like the one used in Mr. Bear's cellar. Like I said, I can't remember much. The only thing I can remember clearly was the end. The entire thing was only half an hour, and just included stuff I found stupid, such as the spoon chasing the soup around, trying to eat him. The ending showed a table and about 7 kids sitting around it, each with a bowl of soup in front of them. They were sitting and looking at the camera, but with confused, almost frightened faces. The cameraman then yelled at the can of soup in front of the kids and said,
Spoons ready?
and then it just stopped.
Interesting. Well, it's definitely setting up a theme here of obviously some kind of child abduction thing, but obviously like this weird 30-minute like puppet show is almost how I would describe that, right? With like the spoon and the soup, a weird puppet show. I do like the line. I thought the show was too stupid, especially since Pokemon now came on at 4:30 and 5. You know, like a kid just looking at this, he's like,
What the hell is this? What the this is dumb.
He goes to the living room and watches Ash, a 12-year-old boy, like tackle Scyther or something like that.
He's like, now, this is awesome. Now, this is what I need to be watching.
I think it's pretty. It works for me because a lot of the times, you know.
Oh, totally.
With a story, you're trying to find ways to hide information from the characters, and have it just being a kid who like wasn't interested because he didn't realize how off-putting what he was looking at was. And instead, he just wanted to watch Pokemon, so that makes sense why he only saw some of it one time, right? It works. It works for the story.
It does, and I mean, I think like one thing that's been really effective so far is just these really strong like last 3 or 4 sentences of each of these descriptions. Like the ending showed a table and about 7 kids sitting around it, each with a bowl of soup in front of them. It's so simple, but just so like unsettling, so just eerily unsettling.
It's one of the like. I don't know how much of it was intentional on the author's part. I think a lot of it, but sometimes I feel like even the quick delivery of the sentences, like how immediate they are, like it's very factual from the kid's point of view, goes to better serve the idea it's a kid who's not really processing what he was looking at. Because like if you or I found a local television show that was like in a basement with children, it would immediately be like red alert. But the kid just kind of watched it and was bored by it, which is so menacing.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm even thinking about. If I was a kid, I'd probably be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be looking at like my Dragon Ball Z DVD thing and being like, why the fuck am I watching this stupid shit? I could be throwing this in my PS2 and just like living La Vida Loca. You know what I mean? Like, but especially that's just like the mind. That's just like the interesting thing of like the mind of a child, where it's just like you don't have those like those like actual being able to process like shit that you're seeing. It's just like all surface level, so you're just like, well, this is boring, but you don't understand like how even to the extent too to where it's like why would you ever bring it up to your parents? You know what I mean? Oh, that show's stupid. You know, well, why?
Why would
it's
you
just
tell an adult
a puppet show? Yeah, exactly.
I also think that to me that's one of the most frightening concepts you can do in horror, not just like involving kids, but specifically involving like your memories around childhood. Like, did those things that happened to you actually happen the way you think you did, or are you just misremembering?
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean,
that messes with me a lot.
Yeah, and I think the idea that it's like you can't even trust yourself in your own narrative, I think is extremely disturbing. Extremely disturbing. It's like especially like dementia. Like me getting dementia when I'm older, which I know it's going to happen, and I'm very bummed about it. I can feel it. I think like the idea that's like you can't even remember, or like you're losing track of your own self, or you can't even trust yourself is so frightening.
Yeah.
It looks interesting here too, because that went from April, May, and the next one's in July, so he skipped a month.
Yeah,
so the time
these
is
like,
becoming a bit more sporadic.
Yeah, so these are like his memories of like, I remember this from April, I remember this from May, so now we remember. So the next one, July 1999, he says, it was summer, and I hadn't watched Channel 21 for a while, until one day when I slept over at my friend's house, and I decided to check it out. My friend had gotten a TV in his room for his 6th birthday, so we stayed up very late. For us, 9:30 was very late, and watched TV. That's when I remember Channel 21 and brought it up to my friend. We decided to see if it was on, and to our surprise, it was. It must have changed the broadcasting time. Now, a couple things to mention here. For one, 6, way too young to just have unrestricted TV. Like,
Yeah. Well, do you think so in the era before internet's really readily available? I mean, but before this time, people that had their own TVs and stuff, I mean, like, it was probably like, oh, you just can't have like a VCR or something to like watch bad movies or something. But even then, it's like, what was going to be on TV? You know what I mean?
I'll give you that in 1999, having a TV that showed like local PBS or whatever was very
especially
different. Because nowadays
20-ish
kids are going to
channels.
find Creepcast, are going to find, you know, us talking about like child abductions
all kinds
and
of
whatnot.
crazy shit.
Yeah, we can't be having that.
Also here too, I just want to say that it's interesting where he said earlier that the broadcasting was from 4 to 9, and then he's like 9:30. Oh, they must have changed the broadcasting time.
Yeah.
No, I think it's definitely just whenever you flip it on, it's gonna be there for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So this.
Oh shit! It's another Mr. Bear seller.
Anyway. They must have changed the broadcasting time. Mr. Bear Seller, episode 23. This episode was entertaining for my friend and me, mainly because it had swearing. However, now when I think of this episode, I realize something was definitely wrong when it was filmed. The episode started with the camera on its side, while it was facing Mr. Bear, who was walking upstairs to the cellar door. The camera then blacked out for about a second, before fading in, back upright, and facing Mr. Bear. There was also another kid talking to him, and this kid looked about 11 or 12. He was talking to Mr. Bear for a while, but I couldn't hear well. Again, he grabbed the camcorder, until the kid started raising his voice. The kid was saying how it was late, and his sister had to go home. You could also hear more voices in the background. I remember Mr. Bear clearly saying,
Get the fuck out! You're not invited.
a deep voice muffled by the bear mask. I remember my friend and I looking at each other and laughing at the mention of the forbidden F word, but the episode got weirder. The kid began climbing the stairs before turning around and saying how he was going to call the police. Mr. Bear began breaking into a run towards the kid, who started screaming and running as well.
No, it's gonna get fucked up.
The camera then cut out, and that was the end of the episode. The channel then turned to static shortly after.
I want to say that even if I was a kid and I heard someone say fuck, because, you know, I like the South Park movie and all that kind of stuff from back in the day, if I saw this, I would be horrified. Horrified as a child. To think, like, this thing is just like, get the fuck out of here, you're not invited! And the kids are like, it's so weird to me, dude.
I will
That
say
is
this.
so creepy.
I will say this. Do you think a 6-year-old could be young enough that they wouldn't process, they would still just see a funny bear costume, right? Maybe. Is 6
No, that's a good point.
the edge of, like, realizing this is weird? I don't know.
Sure. I think kids are smart enough to read body language or to understand that, like, one of the people in the room is clearly upset. I think that it does a good job about it, though, by saying that, like, all the audio is muffled, or it's, like, hard to hear. But I still think I'm trying to think about, like, I feel like I would just be kind of creeped out, I think. Because it's kind of like, it is a big bear, and it's saying, like, if it was like saying, I don't know. It's hard to say. 6 is very young. It's hard to know.
I'll say
You're
this.
just so disassociated from it, maybe. I don't know.
I forget what it was, but the other day I heard the line, the scariest thing that happens when you're a kid is when an adult suddenly gets very serious. And yeah, that always did freak me out. So maybe, if that is kind of maybe the tick kids are looking for to get afraid, maybe the bear costume's hiding that, you know? Maybe they can't tell.
Yeah, like they can't like actually read its body language because it has just like a giant mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I will say, the image. Oh my gosh!
Here we go, dude. I love it. Every episode.
Shut up!
Every episode.
You already. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm busy. I am working, honey.
Every time, dude.
Anyway.
It's Mr. Bear, run!
Shut up. Can't work under these conditions. Okay.
I'm freaking out!
I'm freaking out right now. Alright, yeah, so. Yeah, anyway, scared kids, yeah.
I will say, too, that this is like really, I really love this setup with the basement thing. Just as like a visual,
absolutely
like
terrifying.
visualizing it in my head. Like even that last one in July, the idea that the camera is like starting off on its side, like there was some kind of tussle is what I would assume that it's saying, right?
Yeah.
Like there was some kind of struggle or something and the tripod fell over. So good. And also, I don't know, are you picturing the basement? I'm picturing the basement with like kind of like almost like not dirt floors, but like that really shitty like cracked cement.
Yep.
Maybe like one light. It's kind of dimly, really old.
You
wooden
can hear the
stairs and
constant
stuff.
like low echo of the underground.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Love
You
it.
hit my
It's like,
car. Give me all your money right
in on
now.
This bear seller vibe.
Yeah.
It's
It,
so
it
creepy.
works pretty well, and like man, that image of him running up the stairs. As a kid,
Wait, how'd I get 134?
gosh,
Horrible.
it's terrifying.
What did I
Especially
do?
just because of how fucking goofy a grown adult looks running in those giant ass suits.
Yeah.
You know his legs are kind of bowed because he can't just like run regular. So it's just even more cartoonish and weird. And the kid even screams and runs away himself. And also to not keep dragging this on this part, but also whenever he says get the fuck out, you're not invited, assumes that there's more people off screen who are like waiting on this quote unquote like party that he's throwing or something. Weird.
Mr. Bear's party.
Mr. Bear Seller.
August 1999. I didn't want to watch Channel 21 after that. In August, I grew more conscious to see Mr. Bear Seller for some reason. I'm sorry. I'm slipping over you
It's all
singing the
good.
song.
You're all scared now.
Yeah, I'm all around. You done got me riled. All right. In August, I grew more curious to see Mr. Bear Seller for some reason, though. The last episode I saw of Mr. Bear was weird and had swearing, which also made me think the show was meant for teenagers. Nonetheless, I flipped on to Channel 21 when my dad was busy. That's also profoundly sad, how a kid sees how messed up that is and be like, oh, this must be for the bigger kids, right? Like, he doesn't get how messed up it is.
Yeah.
Mr. Bear Seller, episode 28. Apparently this episode had been playing the entire month of August. It was studied a lot by the police. The entire episode was just Mr. Bear sitting in a chair talking to the audience.
Hello, kids. Do you want to visit my cellar? If you do, please write me a letter at this address.
The screen then switched to a white screen with multicolored letters rest, and that was what remained for the rest of the episode. This repeated for 5 hours every day until September came. And guess what I actually did? I sent Mr. Bear, that sick bastard who portrayed him, a letter. I did it out of curiosity mostly. My dad was okay with
Billy.
it because he thought it was a kid show. But then again, he never saw any of what was on Channel 21. So I wrote a letter using my best writing possible. I think I just said how I wanted to meet Mr. Bear. So my dad sent the letter to the address. Mr. Bear sent on the show and stayed on all day anyway for some reason. It took about a week to get a response, which I was surprised I did. I still have the letter I received on August the 15th, 1999. The letter read,
Dear Elliot, thank you ever so much for your letter. I would love to have you in my cellar. We play games, watch movies, and go fire camping in the middle of the woods. Come to my house at, please cut out this address, Caledon, Ontario, Canada. I look very forward to having fun with you. Love, Mr. Bear.
I cannot believe my dad never found this sketchy, because he actually took me to the house. And
What? What? What the what? What the fuck? What are you saying? Oh my god! Okay, a timeout, please, God.
Hold on.
My word. I'm trying to wrap my head around that. He actually took you to the house. Okay, just keep going, and then we're almost done with this one, and we can actually see. I'm so curious to see.
And that's when the police became involved. Those endless questions. Terrified kids. The woods.
There's
That
not a
brings
car
me to
drifting
one
around a
right
circle right now and be pissed.
His name is my PP small 123.
And now it seems he's trying to get into
It's the best gamer tag of ever.
that has brought nice
He's got a savage in Corvette.
over a decade later.
Dude, I'm just trying to unlock my 370Z, bro, or at least the Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Ooh.
Ah!
So now he's going to be 16 in the update here. I
Dwayne
will
the
say.
Rock Hard Johnson.
Okay. My God.
Get away from me, buddy.
Get this child away from this dad, by the way.
Is it?
Hold on.
I didn't look it up. I don't know.
Frame it, right? Because we know what's happening, but he said specifically his dad never saw the station, right? So, a 6-year-old
He never saw the station, but he is led to believe, sorry to cut you off, he is led to believe that he has read that thing, right? As an adult, if I got a letter in the mail from a TV studio, presumably an adult, and it said, "Dear Elliot, thank you ever so much
It
for my
is?
letter. I would love to have you in my
Well, I know
cellar.
it's with Xbox. I just don't know
You
with
play
PC
games, watch movies,
and
go
PlayStation.
fire camping in the middle of the woods? Come to my house! What?
Crossplay
It's
lets you
like the
play
dad's
with
just
your
like, I
friends
don't
no
go
matter
far.
what
Where do you need to go?
platform
What's the address?
Hey.
Alright, I'll plug it in. I don't give a shit.
I'm about to go
Sure.
download my shit.
Yo, Elliot.
Guess what, buddy?
Get your
You're
bag, we're
fucked when I
going.
get on this
She's
shit.
like,
Oh my god, I'm gonna get all my cars!
I got TV to watch. That's why I bought that TV, so I could watch my shows. Unbelievable, dude. Even if you've never seen it, I'd be like, no. Who gave? We're not. You want to go to a cellar? We're going to. It doesn't even say come to the studio. It says come to my house. He's like, yeah, that probably makes sense. That's where Jerry Seinfeld he films all those episodes in his apartment, so that makes sense. Unbelievable, unbelievable, dude. And then to have the gall afterwards, where it's like he actually took me to the house. You're like, what? And then it says, and that's when the police became involved. Is the next sentence, dude. The next thing that is said is that's when the police became involved. Come on.
What?
The police were there to arrest his dad for pranking.
They should have. They should have. Sir, this is child neglect. He's like, I didn't know what was going on. I just took my son told me.
That didn't even make any
somewhere,
sense.
I take him.
That map is
I don't
glitched
think
for
about
sure.
it, I just take him.
I was looking for my dog whip.
I was like, there's endless questions, and also here this paragraph ends with those pictures of terrified kids, the woods, ...
Yeah, you better pick that
Arrest
card
the
too,
dad
bud.
Immediately.
Because it got dusted
Is
pretty
all I have
easy.
to say. That is unbelievable. Which I do want to say, regardless of how terrible the fucking dad is I like the little over a decade later it's still happening. I love that little that little, dangling the carrot.
So actually, I believe, if I recall right, everything we just read was the original post, and then everything we read from here on is updates we did in the following months. So everything we just read was where the original story ended.
Okay, but the first one was still posted in 2009, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and this was just him updating. Okay, that's
Yes,
cool.
Yeah.
All right, so the next log, ladies and gentlemen, isn't until November 14th of 2009. So it literally is almost exactly.
I need to
a year
run
later.
slight. Okay, we don't have the name of the child, I don't think, but the author's name is Camden Lamont, so I'm going to call the child Camden. I'm going to run slight interference for Camden's dad. Okay.
No, it's Elliot. It's Elliot.
Oh, he did have a name. All right, I'm stupid.
Yeah. Because the
Elliot.
bear, he wrote the child, the
That's
6-year-old
right.
child.
That's Dear Elliot. You're right. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm done. Okay, so I'm gonna run
I
slight
cannot wait.
interference.
I cannot wait to hear this defense,
Okay.
dude.
Okay. Hear me out, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The father has not watched the program, correct?
Yeah.
He has just heard his kid.
He's
like,
gonna
I
quit.
watched the show about Mr. Bear and he plays for kids, or whatever, right? You think that's all it is? It's a local show, right? Which means it's somewhere around the region. So the kid's like, "Hey, can I send a letter to this TV show?" And dad's like, "Sure." So he sends a letter. Letter comes back, and yes, while I will admit to the jury that the word And
I
Mr. Bear
quit.
an eyebrow.
What a loser.
He's also heard that the TV show is called Mr. Bear Cellar. So, say it was like, it was Elmo's Playhouse, right? If the letter said, I want you to come to my playhouse, that would seem normal. The dad didn't send his child in that direction. He was there with him. Like, the dad's like, all right, we'll check it out. And he walks up with his son, and then the police become involved. Maybe the dad
He
saw
challenged
something,
me.
the police were already there.
He wanted to smoke, not me.
But again, I will have that slight caveat about it.
I just want to say that I have to question now if you yourself are Mr. Bear, because that's what that defense sounded like. Because I want to say that, sure, he's never seen the show. If I would have sat there, let's say I've never seen Dragon Ball Z, and my kid says,
Oh, it's a show about fighting. They power up.
sure, right? Go to Master Roshi's island, he says. I'm like, well, that's a weird thing. And then it says, the next line says, come to my house? At what point would I be like, that's kind of weird, it's shot in a house. Well, yeah, I guess. I also think it's being presumptuous that you said that he's like, because with how neglectful he's been so far, I would almost assume this 90s father is just waiting in the car. All right, I'll be here. Have fun.
Hunter,
Get on in there.
Hunter, those are gruesome allegations, and I don't stand for it. So.
All I'm saying is I don't. Yeah, I believe at some point, and someone will probably pull up this image. I could have sworn that I've seen you with some kind of giant teddy bear mask on, and I don't know. I don't know. Also, you are rushing to the defense of of this extremely quickly.
I don't know what you're talking about. The defense of what? I just think that he's
Okay,
a good father.
okay.
He's looking out for his. He just
He's
wants
a
his son
perfect
to have a
dad.
good time. Okay, that's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
All right. We'll see where this goes, Mr. Bear. We'll see where it goes.
All right.
That's gonna be your new nickname, dude. I'm not gonna. No longer are you Win the Goo to my eyes. You are literally Mr. Bear. I see this. Also, you talked about how you seen dead bodies in real lives and stuff. Dude, Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear.
Okay, I know I'm a YouTuber, but that doesn't mean I'm a pedophile. Let's get that clear.
That was
I know
funny.
those two often intersect, but
Ugh.
my line in the
Oh,
sand.
God.
All right.
That was fucking funny.
Update 1, November 14th, 2009. People have been emailing me asking what exactly happened in 1990. I'll get to that. Those weird TV shows I was watching apparently were meant to attract kids to Mr. Bear's house. What Mr. Bear did shocked the entire town. My dad actually drove me to Caledon along with the address Mr. Bear left in the letter. The house was actually in the outskirts of the town, in the open farmland. I still remember that house. It looked like an older farmhouse that looked to have been built in the early 1900s. The windows were all boarded up, and the house looked in a state of disrepair.
I don't even need to use the nitrous since I'm not racing anybody, but
My dad challenged me
just going for a nice fast drive.
for the kid, looking at the house at this point. Did the door open. I'm sorry, did you have something you wanted to add? What?
The entire house is boarded up, and the dad's like, "Is this all right? Is this right? Okay, well, I guess we'll go in."
Yo, is this where Kimber's funeral is?
Hey, is this where Mr. Bear Cellar's at? Yes, this is where
Kimber's mom. Is this where Kimber's
Yeah.
mom's?
Yeah.
Yo, they got sandwiches in here.
Oh, yo. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, the door opens. I expected Mr. Bear to be in the door, but I was surprised to see a police officer emerge from the creaky doorway.
Marcus.
Oh yeah, Marcus, yeah. So what are you, some kind of Mr. Bear hunter?
I heard there's a big anamorphic bear walking around here.
Just all the story. It's just
Yeah, all
falling
just
in
about
on each other.
Alright,
Oh look, there goes Whip. Oh, look at that. That's
Yeah,
oh, there he goes. Oh, do we take a ride up here, Bristol? What? I have. Hold on, before we go in the house, let me check my Facebook account. I got a message from my dead girlfriend.
Yeah, my dad girlfriend keeps messaging me on Facebook. All right, no, we're good. No messages. All right.
Wait, what's that? Are those giant chicken eggs on the porch? I hope the eyeless lady didn't leave those here. Okay. I'm good. I think that's all of them. I think
that's all of them, yeah.
Oh wait, be careful. There's some stairs in those ones. So.
Yeah, there you go. Now we've officially hit them
Now
all,
we're good. Yeah, all right. I expected Mr. Bear to be at the door, but I was surprised to see a police officer emerge from the creaky doorway. The officer began talking to my dad, while I quickly asked if that was Mr. Bear's house. The officer's face cringed slightly, and he muttered,
Oh, God.
Did you have to do that in the Wabbit season, boy?
It's just a
Oh God.
You can now
Is that better?
Oh,
now
God.
imagine that stupid. You know, I'm
That's not
glad
what I
took
picked.
that video down.
Hey, come on, man.
That stupid
Hey,
rabbit
Pick
come
the
on.
other one.
in a police
Hey,
officer.
God.
This shot.
We are gonna get through
I guess
this
if I could beat
together.
them in this, I could beat them in the other one, right?
Yes.
Or something like that. He started talking quietly.
Oh, he's using the R8.
Although my dad.
Yeah, he's gonna dust me for sure.
And then we just went home. My dad was quiet the whole way home. I felt something strange had happened. My dad never told me what happened for a while. I forgot about it in 22. Channel 21 no longer came on, and when I asked about it, my dad would not acknowledge its existence. I think it was when I was 13 where I learned the truth. I remember Channel 21 one day and asked my dad about it. I guess he finally decided I should hear the truth. Caledon Local 21 was a local TV channel that ran from October of 1997 to August of 1999 in the Peel region of Ontario. The entire channel was made from a house in Caledon I visited and run by a man who was not really known by anyone in the town. The channel
Fuck!
was only available to older TVs because the signal was one only picked up by rabbit ears or frequencies. The man created all the shows on the channel, all of which were kids shows. He was Mr. Bear, and he was the mysterious cameraman. The real reason he created the channel was more disturbing than what was originally thought. As you might have already guessed, he kidnapped kids and told them to sell them. But while most people thought he was a serial child molester, he really wanted to use the kids for another purpose. The day I arrived, the man had fled his house the night before. The day before, police went in for their investigation. I wasn't the only one who was watching.
Interesting. So they haven't even caught him.
No, he's still out there somewhere.
Yeah, he's still out there somewhere. Ooh, the weird thing too. What do you think his other purpose was?
Almost got me,
I
bud.
don't know, man. It
Almost
could
got me.
be anything. What do you think it was?
I don't know. I can't tell if it's veering into like child sacrifice, maybe, of some sort. I'm trying to think of like a seller and that kind of thing. Really, there hasn't been that much. I mean, obviously, I literally thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be like a molestation, murder kind of thing. But the another purpose makes me think that there's something. It just feels a little more cryptic, to where it's like I'm not sure. I mean, like my immediate other go-to is like, oh, sacrificial purposes of some sort, but I'm not sure.
I was bodying him. Yeah, you had to switch your shit.
So his thing too here is that he updated it, so it jumped from August of '99 to November 14th, 2009. So has he been?
Slow off the line.
Age the entire time of? Has he just been our narrator? That's 16.
Yeah.
And this is him now in real time.
He's been our because
doing
that
it?
original post. I'm not sure what date it was made, but it was in 2009. So it's him at 16 talking about the story, like what he saw as a
Okay.
kid, and now it's him updating after the first post was out.
Okay.
So our next post is December the 2nd, 2009. Update 2. Sorry for not answering any questions for so long. I haven't accessed my email account for some time. Anyway.
I fucked up bad. I'm bad. I'm so bad. They're gonna hit that corner so much faster than me.
Two women lived there.
Oh, they bailed.
Daycare business. How ironic. Now to answer the questions you guys emailed to me. Question 1. Who else watched Caledon Local 21? I know other people watched it for sure, including those kids who wound up in Mr. Bear's house. After some Google searches, I found a few people on the Neo Seeker forums who were shows from Caledonia 1. They talked about the 2 shows I watched, but also another 2 shows I'd never seen before. A user named I Am Real Life seemed to know all the shows that were broadcast on Caledonia 1. Here are the 2 I've never heard of. 1. The Fallen Angel of Life. I Am Real Life described it as a fairly boring show about a guy rambling on and on in front of the camera about how we must please Satan and appease him before it's too late. And the second show, Hate with the Soul, I Am Real Life and another user called Siggy92 were discussing this show. They described it as Blair Witch-like, as it consisted of the cameraman wandering around the forest at night, doing nothing particularly interesting. I'll go looking for the conversation and see if I can find it. How do you feel after that first question?
Interesting. I mean, I think it helps. It kind of makes you push to solidifying the idea that there's some kind of worship or some kind of sacrifice going on here. And then it feels like the paint with the soul thing is definitely him. He's either potentially lurking around other people, like trying to find people, or there is some kind of thing out in some kind of forest that he is visiting, some kind of altar. You know what I mean? Some kind of worshiping altar.
Too much.
Sure.
I think what my theory
I always give it too much.
initially figured out how
I
to
always give it too much.
and maybe he began with stuff like the fallen angel in life, where he's just like, oh, we have to do good for Satan, and then he learns sort of that a better way to go about it is the Mr. Bear broadcast, right? That like maybe maybe he could hide himself a little bit, not well, but at least to children.
I'm wondering too. Well, not only hide himself to children, but I'm also wondering instead of having to go out and look for people, or like assumably, I mean, like I'm making assumptions here, but break into people's houses and steal kids. This way, it's like they come to him. You know what I mean? Like it's much more alluring that way. So yeah.
Question 3: Where is Mr. Bear, or the guys?
Rip.
If I did know, I would have said earlier. I have no idea where the guy is, or if he's dead or alive. Hopefully dead. When I see my dad's friend next time, I'll ask him about this. Maybe I can get a more definite answer. I think question number 4: What did Mr. Bear do to the children? This is by far the most common question I've been asked. I found this out in October as well, via my dad's friend, who's a retired Caledon regional officer. Apparently, the man playing Mr. Bear took the kids to his house in the forest nearby. When he did there, police are not exactly sure how it happened, but 16 charred bodies of children, the ages of 4 to 13, were found in a 15 by 15 foot ditch in the forest. My dad's friend did not want to go into exact details, but I'm seeing him next Thursday anyway, so maybe I can extort more information from him then. That's all I have for now. Thanks for keeping an interest in my blog. I'll try to gather as much information
Pussy.
as I can for my next post. I've actually been getting pretty interested.
Just Mac is just slow off the fucking line.
Should be my right to know what the hell happened.
Okay. So definitely some kind of. I mean, seems like he's taking people out there, sacrificing them for something. Now I'm wondering more so. My curiosity is leaning
Fuck!
to: is there any actual paranormal significance that's going to happen, or is it just a madman?
Yeah.
Because you know what it kind of reminds me of a bit. If you know Temple OS.
Oh yes. Gosh, man, you just gave me a flashback, but yeah, I'm familiar.
You guys are.
Crazy religious guy making something, and he's just like hunkering down and posting it on the internet. But in the same way, it makes you think,
Bro, you're gonna throw the whole race for
If
yourself.
it's not paranormal. It's
Dumbass.
Like a man, like weird Satanist guy, thinks he has to appease probably some kind of weird voices in his brain, or do some kind of, something along those lines. The connections are there. So I'm curious to see. Oh, is this going to go into a paranormal direction or not? It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it's definitely keeps, like, so far it hasn't fallen off anywhere, right? It kind of keeps the tension. Like, sure, it's revealing stuff, like the children were killed, and there's some reference to Satan, but we still don't know enough specifics that it kind of gives away, right? It doesn't show its hand. Update 4, right? Yeah.
Fuck me.
January 14th, 2010. I'm sorry I haven't posted anything for a while. I kind of lost interest in this blog since I hit a standstill while looking for more information about the identity of the owner of Caledonia 1. However, a few weeks ago, I struck gold. I found some answers, surprisingly, from the father of the kid I used to babysit. He lives just across from my street, and I used to look after his kids when he was younger. He currently doesn't have a job either. He used to live near the woods outside name is Anthony Polo. When he lived in a small bungalow outside the woods, he would often venture in to smoke a joint of marijuana or two before returning to his work as a weaving craftsman. Polo described that sometimes he would hear voices of children coming from deeper within the woods, as well as a glowing light off in the distance. Polo told me that these events started in late 1997. No, this is around the time Caledon Local 21 moved to the area. He apparently became annoyed by this happening every once in a while and actually went to investigate. Polo then described what the whole scene looked like when he got there. There's a group of kids, he said about 13 to 17, and ages 5 to 12 gathered around a large fire pit burned to fire.
Dude, this game is so stupid. Like, why have this much fucking traffic in a goddamn race?
Unkempt appearance of a crack addict as well as his constant twitching, and asked what he was doing.
Like, holy shit, bro.
The man said they were on a camping trip, something they did frequently. Polo, not suspecting anything.
Dude, it's just so annoying. It's like, why?
Imagine seeing a crack addict-looking guy twitching. He's like, "We're on a camping trip," and all the kids are like probably looking at him horrified, and he's just like smoking his joint. He's like, "All right,
Annie.
this is the lowest crime rate in Canada."
Yeah, the next line's so funny. It says Polo, not suspecting anything, as Caledon has one of the lowest.
Dude, whatever, man.
Man, the idea
Just
of,
keep
like,
throwing cars in front of me, you fucking piece of trash.
Any single father who wants to do crack
So
with
annoying,
17
man.
children is a friend of mine. What?
Just camping.
Whatever, bro.
I'm sorry.
Only reason you won is because the fucking map is trash. Why even have it?
Right? He's like
God,
Kirsty's like
man.
holding one of their hands, like squeezing it really hard.
We're just having fun out here. Sorry. sorry about that. I'm sorry.
Well,
Oh my god, dude. The
Oh,
next-
lose to
read
this
the
fucking
rest of the
trash
sentence.
guy.
all right, next one. Simply left it at that and told them to be quieter.
Imagine somebody's like,
Yep, wrong way.
"Alright, well, if you guys could stop throwing each other into the fire here and screaming and crying, and that'd be so nice because I'm trying to. It's so hard for me to think with you guys screaming so much and talking. God.
The game is
Lock
so
me out,
fucking
man."
trash. I should have won that race. They both drive like fucking garbage.
Like a kid
I should have
grabs
won,
his hand
but
and
whatever.
he's like,
I'll fucking take it.
He's like, "Well,
The
you
game is
pipe
fucking
down.
garbage
I'm
sometimes.
trying to have a conversation
Put a
with
car in
you."
front of me every second they fucking get because they're fucking trash.
You're so loud.
Quiet.
I can't get myself think.
I want to talk to the crackhead. Make sure you're safe. Who is help? That's not my name. Stop asking for him. Polo then paused for a while before telling me that they never became quieter. In fact, sometimes he heard loud chanting from the children in an unknown language.
Oh my god. What?
Those
Yeah, I think they're out
crackheads
there.
and their children.
I think that's Latin, dude. Is that a dead language? Oh man. Oh god. Oh god. He didn't bother meeting with the man again as he was moving away. I'm getting the hell out of here. Who cares?
He says he didn't bother meeting with the man as he was moving away anyway. What?
God,
He didn't
dude.
talk to that guy.
Polo and the man's dad need to be arrested immediately. We're in a very tight race for the worst, the worst characters out of a story. Like, not badly written. I just mean like just bad
They're
people
bad
that
people,
deserve
yeah,
to be in
they're
prison.
losers.
Yes.
Polo,
Yes, there needs to be a tier list.
this is the worst part. Listen, I told Polo that the man was probably the owner of Caledon Local 21, but he doubted it, as he heard that the man was moving to Pickering by several other residents near that area. Bro.
No, I doubt that. No, I doubt it.
So anyway, yeah, I was in the woods and I found these 17 children ages 5 to 12 with this one man around a fire pyre. Oh, that sounds like the police case of the man with 17 children aged 5 to 12 around a fire. No, it doesn't check out because I heard that guy, someone told me he moved.
No, I have it on pretty good authority that guy's left, so probably not that.
I think you need to check your records because the ones I knew were chanting Latin and cutting themselves in a family-friendly fashion. Not
Yeah,
this
plus
devil
those kids were
worshippers.
bleeding from their eyes and chanting Latin, so I think they're sharp cookies. Like I doubt that was them.
I think they could have fought that guy off if that was him. So I think that was their dad, and he just really liked crack. Okay.
Who doesn't like a little hit of crack every once in a while? God, not a big deal. Good lord.
Here's what I know now. The man would take the kids in the woods regularly for, quote, camping. The fire pit polo
Can't even have
saw
fun on these fucking roads, man. Fuck New York, man.
children polo
Shit is
saw
ass.
were the ones found dead. Probably. Okay.
Yeah, I like all these like maybe the hole the bodies were found in, and polo saw the children polo saw are probably the ones found dead. It's like I didn't, hey, don't think we need to be in fucking Inspector Gadget to realize that these are the people that like I mean come on, man.
It reminds me, I can't remember what it was. I'll send it to you if I can find it. But there's this YouTube video I watched one time where they were trying to prove this guy on TV was an individual who had a criminal record, right? So he shows the two side by side and they're clearly the same person. But then he spends 10 minutes like, as we can see, his name here is this, which matches his name here. But that's not all. They have the same social security number, but that's not all. We both see, and it got down to the point they were wearing the same shirt in two different photos, and he's still like,
It's like, we get it, it's the same guy!
And at the end he's like, with this information, we can safely assume this is the same individual.
We can safely assume. God.
That's what this reminds me of. The man moved to a city called Pickering, a small city east of Toronto. I will discuss this with my dad's friend, the ex-cop, and see if this matches anything the police knew about the man. I also want to see if he has any other knowledge of what was aired on the Caledon Local Tour.
Surely we have to assume that the broadcasts are going to start coming back somehow, is what I'm going to assume.
I don't know. But we'll see. We shall see.
Let's see.
The next update. February 10th, 2010. Good news, guys. I talked to my dad's friend and he disclosed a lot of information. First, I asked if the police had any information on the man who ran Caledon Local 21. He replied that they have only had the same leads for years and never found a suspect. However, the Peel Regional Police do have some of the tapes found in the house Caledon Local 21 was broadcasted from. He took me over so I could watch it. I guess I haven't said much about it. My dad's friend's name is Mitchell Wilson. Pretty nice guy. He seems to understand my thirst for knowledge of what happened during the late 90s and the 80s. He feels it was wrong that my dad went so long without telling me much. He took me to the Davis Road Police Station. If you don't know, it's the largest station in Caledon, and one of the largest within the Peel region itself. One of the main stations around Peel have some of the tapes. I was able to watch all of the footage that the Davis Road Station has. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to take any tapes home for obvious reasons.
I just want to say, one thing I really like with a lot of these stories, and this is setting up really well too, is I like the amount of times that like adults like withhold things from their children.
Yeah.
Or what, like almost like no kid could ever handle hearing these things or being left in the dark. And it always proves to be the wrong thing. Instead of just being completely transparent and having it be like an open discussion in due time, like I don't think you have to traumatize somebody,
Yeah,
but I do think that like this deception that it starts off with is like also what like lends so many people to be digging so much more. And now my gut reaction too is that Elliot is going to dig too far and something like I don't know. Like I would hate for him to be like, man, no one is giving me answers. I need to keep digging.
Yeah.
And then it ends up like really backfiring on him.
It
You know what I
ends
mean?
up to
Versus
like finding Mr. Bear on his own or something like that.
yeah, exactly.
I think it's a good trickle of information. Whereas like you're not going to tell a 6-year-old what happened, but you tell a 16-year-old
Yeah.
what happened, right?
I think you could. I think that even like a 13-year-old or something where it's like you're obviously not mature yet, but I think that you have enough cognitive functioning to where you can be like, hey, this is what happened, and it's like a really pretty horrifying thing. I think that as you're growing, you need to know like the dangers of what's going on.
Yeah.
Especially, I would feel so guilty if I took someone there and it ended up being something horrible, right?
Yeah.
Where you'd almost want to be like, let's not have that happen again, etc.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's also a good trickle because like now Mitchell's like you can see the tapes. You know, I understand. I'll let you see them. And it also is good for the reader because we have a good balance between hearing new tapes and day by key and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it's a good balance.
As with a lot of these stories, the deception with the parents is always weird. I'm like still kind of skeptical with the dad because I do like the line where he says, Mitchell says he feels it was wrong, or this is in reference to Elliot saying what Mitchell said. He feels it was wrong that my dad went so long without telling me much.
Yeah.
It's just one little line where I'm like, I don't know. I'm watching that dad. I'm watching that dad now. I don't know.
So the episodes that he was shown: Paint with the Soul, episode 10. Garbage Thrown Away. Paint with the Soul was one of the shows that I Am Real Life and Siggy 92 discussed on Neoseeker. I told the police about this, and they informed me that 12 episodes of the show were made and broadcasted between December 5th, 1997 and January 8th, 1998. This also further backs up my theory that this and the Satan show would have come first because he ended early 1998 to do more Mr. Bear stuff. So it seems like Paint with the Soul came first. Exactly as I Am Real Life and Siggy 92 described, the episode opened with the cameraman wandering around in a forest. It appeared to be during this evening, as it seemed the sun was setting. The cameraman walked along a path until he got to an area where there was a lot of garbage lying in the leaves. The camera looked around at the various wrappers, bottles, bags, and boxes, making sure each item got a few seconds of screen time. The camera then focused on a single area before the man spoke. I recall he spoke in a very timid, quiet voice, and I swear I've heard it somewhere else before. Like on another Caledon Local 21 show. I could barely hear what he was saying, but he mainly talked about how humans are garbage, or something that had to do with saving ourselves by cleaning up the garbage, or us. It actually sounded really stupid, but still a feeling of dread came over me. I mean, that forest was possibly where those bodies were found, right? Mr. Bear's Cellar, episode 45. When the police administrator brought in this tape, I actually said,
Oh, shit.
and chuckled a bit out loud. Of course, I got stares from the staff, but Wilson explained to them about my little experience with Mr. Bear and how I still kept the letter he sent me. Like the previous episodes, this one included a guy wearing a bear mascot costume. The episode began with Mr. Bear waddling over to his cellar door with a bottle of orange juice in his paws. On the ground were 16 shot glasses, as well as a small bottle that contained an unknown liquid. Mr. Bear poured an equal amount of orange juice into each glass before opening the smaller bottle and depositing one drop into the glasses. Mr. Bear then went off camera. There was some minor sounds such as some shuffling, and Mr. Bear emerged from behind the camera's location. Following him were 16 children. Some looked as young as 4, while others looked like they were practically teenagers. As the children entered, the administrator commented that this is the only episode that showed all 16 victims. The kids all looked rather content, except for this one who had visible bruises on his face. And unlike the other kids, he had a more fearful expression. He also looked about 11 or 12, which caused me to recognize him. He was the kid who asked about his sister and subsequently met an unknown fate at the end of episode 3, that one episode I watched during July of 99. When I told the administrator this, he confirmed it was the same kid. He was also featured in 24, an episode that aired once at 3 p.m. in July of 99, because it's so long out of tape. Mr. Bear then broke into song, singing about citrus fruits and how good vitamin C was for you. I could barely hear the lyrics as they were mumbled by the bear mask. The kids all drink their juice, the one from episode 23 doing it rather reluctantly, and the episode ended. After viewing the tapes in possession of David Road Police Station, I'm satisfied, but only temporarily. I still want to know the full story. The police just keep giving me the same crap about the creator of Caledon Local 21 being a fetishist pedophile as well as an apparent cultist. I'll sign off for now, get into university first, and get a permission. Hopefully, get back to the squad as soon as possible.
I mean, we're getting to a spot here where the thing about him, I don't know how you read this, but when he put the drop of stuff in the orange juice, it almost makes you think it's like a sedative or something that,
Yeah.
in a way, makes me think maybe would help them not feel pain, whatever. Like, is the guy, is Mr. Bear, is he feeling sympathetic towards these kids? He's obviously some kind of mentally unwell man, but is it going to be one of those things where it's like the voices are telling me to do this, but I don't want to, or something, like the information we're being given, I'm wondering what kind of drug he's giving them. It seems like sedating them somehow, but I'm not entirely
I think
sure.
it'd be a kind of drug that just kind of made the kids more passive. They'll go along with whatever he says, kind of dull their senses, so to speak. We can also see that after that kid tried to get away, he was physically beat, and now he's drinking it because he's
yeah, he doesn't want to have that happen to him again. I'm wondering if Elliot is gonna try to reach out and meet up with I Am Real Life and Siggy 92.
No.
I wonder if they're gonna have any kind of like meet up to be able to meet them in person or something. I'm curious. I'd like to see if he meets them in person and to see like what kind of conversation that would be.
Yeah. Okay, continuing on. Next update, May 8th, 2010. Last month, I finally got my G2 license. In Ontario, Canada, this allows you to drive the car by yourself as well as with some passengers after 6 months.
Oh damn, he has mad points too.
Took advantage of this and drove to the Caledon for a ride. Since I haven't updated this blog in a while, I figured I might as well visit the house written into this channel where Chelton is located. The house looked different than when I saw it last in October. The place was no longer used as a vacant building, and it sat there unabandoned. However, it did have a for sale sign that someone still owned it. So I want to ask you, what do you think of going back? You know he's not there logically, right? But what do you think about driving to the house?
I think if you're in search of answers, I think that you'd want to think that, or I believe the desperation of your mind would think that there is something there that someone has not picked up on, right? I think that also being in this thing and feeling this connection is something that's like mentally overtakes you. Seeing it, feeling it in person is probably so much different. But I would say that it's you being like, them being obsessed on the aspect of like him being like a pedophile and stuff. I think that even Elliot's just like, I think that there's something more at play here than that, and I think that he is wanting that kind of closure, especially because I mean, in a sense, he came so close to death himself.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it was me in this situation, I would be reading it like there is something that someone has not uncovered yet. And the fascination too. I mean, in a way, it's like it's almost like an obelisk or an old temple to this like guy. You know what I mean? It's still standing. It's there. It represents all of these evils in a way.
Yeah. I think I would want to go too. I don't know if it'd be a good idea, but I'd probably want to do this.
Yeah, I mean, at this point too, from what we've read, there's nothing to say that it's still harmful now. So I think that like I don't think it's like a negative to go back. I think it's just a matter of I'm wondering if his intentions are to just find something that has not been uncovered.
Yeah. It might be. There might be something. The abandoned house drew fuzzy memories from my mind, mainly of that day my dad took me to visit Mr. Bear. A feeling of dread came over me. What happened to the children while they were living in the house? I walked to the steps to the front door and entered. Inside I could see an empty hallway with boxes. At the end of the hallway, to the right, was an open doorway, presumably into the kitchen. To the left, 2 doors, both apparently leading to the rooms as opposed to the windows outside. I wondered where the cellar entrance was located and whether it had been sealed up. I walked around to the back of the house and found no answer. 2 wooden doors lined on an almost flat angle with the padlock shut. This had to have been the cellar. Not wanting to hang around, I cannot imagine what was going through my mind at that time. I departed. Behind the house, the empty field continued on until it reached dense forest that lined the horizon. I wondered if that was the forest where the bodies of the children were found. I thought to myself, screw it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just say fuck it, yeah, screw it. It's fine.
And proceeded to walk across the field behind the house into the forest. The forest was oddly quiet, save for the few periodic sounds of the woodpecker drilling into a distant tree. I cautiously made my way deeper into the woods, not really caring about the fact that I had no idea where I was going. I don't know how to explain it, but it felt like there was something I had to find. I came to a thinner part of the woods and a few small houses in the distance. Polo's house crossed my mind, and I wondered if one of those homes had belonged to him. I neared a small clearing in which I could see 3 adequately sized logs gathered around a black, charred area, showing a small fire having been lit recently.
Hey, get the fuck out of our fort!
Those words nearly gave me a heart attack. I turned to my left and saw 2 dark-clothed people running towards me. My initial thought was to run. However, as they came closer, I saw that they were just kids in their early teens, possibly 13 or 14 they approached me, they realized my size as well. I'm 6'1", while they couldn't be no bigger than 5'8", 5'7".
Damn.
Did you
Big
say
fucking
damn?
16-year-old. God damn, dude.
He
Good
is
lord.
tall. He's the big boy.
Old boy's eating his green beans and
he-
stuff. My word.
He's going pro immediately.
Yeah.
We said, get the fuck out.
The larger one, who was wearing a Slipknot shirt. Hey, there's your reference. You said you wanted.
Hey.
It's not Limp Bizkit, but it's a reference to something.
There it is. I like that.
The larger one was wearing a Slipknot shirt said half-heartedly. I stood my ground and shrugged. The shorter one was wearing a Metallica shirt. There you go, another one.
I like that.
Swung out a butterfly knife and held it in my direction.
This is literally Beavis and Butthead.
Yes, you know what it is? You know what it is? The one reference we forgot to make earlier. The boys from Jeff the Killer. The two boys.
Oh, shit. That's exactly right.
That's them, yeah. Looks like we've got some fresh meat. That's it.
Looks like we've got some fresh meat.
Oh, I like this. I like this cut up. No, you wouldn't want to.
I said in a deep, serious tone, trying to sound as badass as possible. I pulled out my cell phone. Two kids withdrew, and the one in the Metallica shirt putting away the knife.
Look, dude, we don't like people in our fort, so can you just go?
The one in the Slipknot shirt said, obviously intimidated. I had no business in the force anyway, so I uttered out a simple and turned before I realized I had a great opportunity.
Did either of you hear a guy who murdered a bunch of kids in these woods about 13 years ago?
I asked the kids. The two looked at each other in confusion, with one wearing a Metallica shirt next to me.
Yeah. Everyone knows about that guy.
He said to me as if I were stupid. The kid in the Slipknot shirt continued.
He still lives around here, in the storm drain. My big brother's friend said he saw him in a bear costume once, wandering around the forest at night. Whoa!
Okay, that's the
Holy
most
shit.
menacing part of the entire story.
He still lives around here in
Oh
the
my.
storm drain. It's
Oh.
crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, that gave me chills. Gosh, the idea of being in the woods at night and he's still wandering out there, like maybe looking for the kids he lost or looking for more, and he lives in a storm drain. Could you imagine just peeking into a storm drain and seeing a bear costume? Oh.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I would assume too that he's still wearing it as like some kind of weird identity kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like,
he is Mr.
guy's
Bear
obviously
now.
mentally unwell
Yeah.
anyways. Like, yeah.
Oh man, that's awful. See, what's wild is when I heard this story for the first time, stuff like that didn't stick out to me because I was like, I think I was 12 when I read this the first time. So to me, I'm just like, oh, that's a creepy monster thing to have, right? It didn't hit as hard as it did just now. Huh, man.
Yeah. Well, you know what's kind of interesting about you saying that too? At 12, these guys are 13, and they're saying it as casually as you probably read it.
Yeah. Like,
Which is
it's
pretty
creepy
sick.
urban legend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. My instincts told me this was probably a lie, and the owner of Caledon Local 21 is probably long gone, only existing as a folklore in the smaller isolated community. However, as a human, thought of the mysterious unknown sparked interest within.
And where's the storm drain?
I asked, just out of curiosity. I don't actually believe the kid's story. The kid in the Metallica shirt stared at me for a few moments, his eyes seemingly full of annoyance, yet curiosity.
You're not from around here, are you? Why did you even come here?
Now, I do admit I was slightly startled by the nature of his question. However, I figured I might as well explain why I was there, just in case people mistook my intentions. I told the two kids about my experience with the man in Caledon Local 21, that I had come to maybe seek out some sort of closure, although even I wasn't exactly sure. The kids seemed familiar with the channel as they smiled and looked at each other when I mentioned it. They also became more understanding and gave me a detailed description on how to get to the storm. Shortly after, I decided to just turn around the way I came and head back to the house with the kids at the fort. But now you're probably wondering why I left out such a detail about the kids. Wait, sorry. But now you're probably wondering why I left out such detail about what the kids told me just now. It is because I'm choosing to conclude what I've gathered now. Here's what the kids told me in detail. The storm drain lies ahead of the kids' fort, the same direction I was heading. The drain ends at a small river where excess water is drained out. Near here is a small playground. The kids told me to be very confusing. The man supposedly lives in the large pipe the rainwater drains out of. People have seen him, although always either wearing a bear mask, or a mask, and full body bear costume. No, I do not believe this is true, and in fact simply a myth made by the residents of Caledon. The story does not seem plausible in any way. Why did no one call the police? Didn't this guy look suspicious? And other questions like this in the story compound. I may visit this one, not because I believe the story, but because I want you listeners to visit Caledon. So this vlog will die. No more tapes to watch. I don't know what to talk about. Thanks for continuing to support me in my blog. I know many are looking forward to more information about what happened in Caledon in the year 1900. I'll do my best to continue my research in Utah. Elliot out.
Okay, and that was in May of 2010. Well, let me ask you, what do you think? Do you like just out of gut reaction?
I do want to say,
think it's a myth?
I do want to say immediately, if we remove the polo part, because I feel like that kind of killed the pacing. I feel like it was too much revealed at once, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, they're fine, there's fire. If we remove that part, this entire thing is so expertly dripped to the reader. Like, from like, oh, there's this creepy guy back in '99, and then a bunch of kids die, so that's why the police are interested. Then we hear more tapes, we start to put together psychology, we start to put together purposes, and now we get the detail that he's living in a storm drain nearby, although in the real world, I would say this is definitely an urban legend, right? Because how does a guy live in the woods for 10 years, right? No one called the police, no one spots
Sure.
him, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the story has given us just enough room for error with the supernatural that it could be possible. Maybe he's some spirit, maybe he's some ghost, something like that, right? And it puts you in this perfect gray area where you don't know what to believe. And it creates dread, it creates tension. It's so well done so far. I really, this is a lot better than I thought it would be looking back on it now. And it's cool for that. I'm happy to see that.
The thing that is piquing my curiosity at the moment is that it ended with even Elliot, our narrator, our protagonist, even questioning the validity of, like, this is probably fake, I mean, this doesn't make sense, to where the author knows that these questions are arising, and I'm wondering, even though that this was like kind of continued on, if the charred bodies is breadcrumbs that is trying to, it's setting up some kind of subversion of expectation. I'm very curious.
I always gotta see
don't
my
think
nuts
we've
are stuck to my
fully
leg.
gotten